Hello, I'm Ragnarok, and welcome to The Reckoning. So welcome back, everyone. I am excited to be back, and I am excited to start this brand new series. So what we are going to do is we are finally going to do a Let's Play series, but we're going to put a little spin on it. So I've been waiting on this one for a while. Mainly, there's two criteria I wanted to have met before I started this series, and that was, first one is all the factions for the Age of Calamitous mod to be reworked. December last year, which was literally like a month ago, they finished all 6 factions, now have sub-factions, and have been reworked totally. So that was the first criteria met. After that, I was waiting for that to happen for us to wipe our server, which is our community server, which is what we're going to play on for this series. That has happened about maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago now, maybe. And then I just need some time in order to start recording this and stuff like that. So I'm excited to bring this. This is not going to be a normal Let's Play. This is going to be a Let's Play. Obviously, we're going to play through the game in survival on an online server. No admin abilities, none of that stuff. It's not even my admin account. I have a totally separate account for that. So this is just going to be a normal gameplay. But what we're going to do is we're going to focus on what this channel is about, right? We should do tutorials, tips, tricks, and showcases, right? So what I want to do is, instead of making this like a Let's Play Season 3, Episode 1, I want to make this the Age of Calamitous Guide series. So this is going to be the first episode. And what we're going to do is we're going to focus on a Let's Play, but we're going to focus on teaching things as we go along, discovering things, figuring out things, and, you know, coming up with tips and tricks, showing things off that, you know, maybe you haven't seen yet, stuff like that. So I want to focus on teaching more things about the Age of Calamitous mod and about Conan, because obviously there's no way we're going to be able to play the game without teaching Conan stuff. So some of these episodes are going to be a little bit, you know, they're going to be a little bit beginnerish for some of the players that have been playing for a while. You know, we'll go over things like character creation, which we'll do in a minute, or we'll cut back to in a minute. We're going to go over, you know, the attribute buttons. We're going to go over how to craft things and, you know, very basics like that. But eventually we're going to get into things like, you know, picking factions, sub-factions, magic, finding hidden recipes and stuff like that, bosses, purges and stuff like that. So, you know, we're going to go over it, and it's going to be an adventure. There's a lot of things that have changed since I've made a character and actually done a playthrough. You know, over the last, 6 months, I haven't really done too much actually playing on just a regular online server. Most of the time I spend is patch comes out, I research, I spend a couple days or a week or whatever researching things, going to single player mode, multiplayer server, admin stuffing in, trying to figure out how it works, how it functions, and then I make a video on it. But I haven't really seen how a lot of this stuff is in gameplay for a while now. So I want to experience, how it is, how it's balanced, what it needs. We'll post things like questions, of like, is this balanced? How can we make this better? Come up with ideas like that. So that's what we're going to go through. So I'm really excited to bring this series. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about it. Are you jazzed? Are you excited and stuff like that? Jazzed. Did I just age myself like insane? But anyways, but I'm really excited, and let's just get into it. So let's do it. Okay, so we are here at the character creation screen. So, male, female, if you watch my videos, you already know what I'm going to pick. Yep. All right. So, for beginners, for anybody that hasn't played Conan, this is stuff that's pretty much vanilla to Conan. I will point out anything that's specific to the Age of Calamitous mod, but for most part, this is going to be for just normal beginner Conan players. Race doesn't matter. This is all it does is gives you a little template to start with, but you can easily make a Kushite look like a Nordheimer or vice versa once you play with all the other options. It's also lore purposes if you're an RP or whatever and you want to, this kind of stuff. But otherwise, there's literally no gameplay change to any of this. Okay. Religion. Now, this is something different. Now, Quran is basically no religion, even though it is a religion, but it doesn't have anything. All the other religions have unique temples or buildings that you can craft for them. They'll have unique offerings or sacrifices that you will give to them in exchange to craft something unique to that religion, whether it's a potion, a food, a weapon, whatever. So each one has their own. If you're on specific servers that allow avatars, basically what that means is once you meet certain criteria in the specific religion, you can actually summon the god and control it and stuff like that for a short amount of time. So it's really, really cool. The awesome thing about religions in Conan is that you can learn them all. Through normal gameplay, this is vanilla stuff. You can find the trainers throughout the entire world, and you can actually learn them. So it's really, really cool, and it doesn't really lock you into anything. So if you pick Mitra, and then all of a sudden your best friend's like, oh, dude, Set's the way to go. You don't have to be like, okay, well, now I got to recreate my character. I just wasted 5 hours. No, you just go find the Set trainer and learn it, and then you can have 2. You can have all of them. So the only one I usually suggest in all my videos never to pick off the bat is Yogg. I actually love Yogg. It's a great one. However, the Yogg trainer is in the Noob River where you pretty much start your character. So within the first like 15 minutes of the game, if you really wanted, you could literally run to the Yogg trainer and learn it really, really fast. So I usually say don't pick that because it's kind of a wasted opportunity. Pick something like Ymir and then, you know, run to the Yogg trainer. Within the first, you know, hour of gameplay, you can have 2 religions already, you know, knocked down. So I'm going to pick Crom for the sake of the video because we want to actually find all the traders throughout this tutorial series, guide series. So that's what we're going to do. Voice, gotta go Savage. Plain simple. Head. Now, right here, if you're playing vanilla and you're not playing with Age of Calamitous, you're not going to have some of these colors and stuff like that. But most of these colors are vanilla right up here. And then some of these are Age of Calamitous. I think some of these are Age of Calamitous, not all of them. So you might see some colors depending on what mods you have or if you don't have any mods at all. Anyways, now for anybody that's watched some of the older videos, you've probably seen me make like a character with pointed ears or glowing eyes. That used to be selectable here. You used to be able to slide this all the way over to the right. Also for vanilla players or anybody that has some of the newer DLCs, you'll notice that there are some DLC haircuts that you can't choose. The reason is the vanilla game, the non-modded game, added a vanity station, so now you can unlock and select those hairstyles and face styles and stuff like that through that station, which you unlock later in the game. As well as Age of Calamitous has their own vanity station, and there are some eye colors and hair colors and cosmetics basically that you can unlock through gameplay. So there's like an eye color that you can only get if you're a certain sub-faction, for example, and you find a certain recipe or learn a certain recipe. So there are ones to unlock through in the game. So hopefully we'll be able to find a bunch of those and unlock them. But that's the reason. So for this, I'm just going to go through. I can spend hours on character creation. I'm probably already spending way too long on it as I go through it right now. So I'll try not to spend too much time, but I love the character creation in this game. There's just a lot to it. There's a lot you can do with it. As you can see, you can choose some basics here, color and stuff like that. You know, eyeshadow, there's really cool because you can get into like face paints and things like that. We're just going to go down here. Once you get into face details, you can get really, really granular. You can move the width of the cheeks and the height stuff. But what we care about in this one is right down here is your eye color. Again, there are some eye colors that are locked that you have to actually unlock later through gameplay for Age of Calamitous. A lot of these brighter ones down here, these are Age of Calamitous specific colors. Some of these up here are vanilla. So you may not have these, or you may have more depending on what mod you have installed. Body features does not matter. It's all up to you. It's all personal preference. It doesn't change anything. The one thing I won't do is I don't mess with height here. I usually like to go max height for characters. I don't mess with it because there used to be a bug with the vanilla game and mods where if you changed your height, specifically up, your clothes would like stick to you, like especially like the skirt armors and stuff like that. They would stick to you and distort and stretch. And that was tied into messing with your height at character creation. So if I'm not going to choose it now, what you can do is if you are on a server with Pippi mod or some of the other mods that let you change height after character creation, I'll change it there, and then you won't get that glitch. I don't know if that's still a glitch. I haven't really made a character in a while, and I haven't had the glitch in a while. But I'm not gonna risk it, so I'm just gonna leave it alone. But I will be increasing my height to max. Just for new characters, if you are on a system that lets you choose your nudity level, it depends. Obviously, here's what the server says. So the server that we're gonna hop on right now does allow full. Now, what this does is this is what you see. Okay, so if I roll around right now, I have these wrappings on this because I have that level set to none. However, if I see another player in the world that has their level set to full, I will still see them with wrappings on because I'm visually I'm not allowing myself to see any. However, if they have their set to full and I'm walking around with just the wrappings, which is essentially nothing, they will see me as nude. So just to let you know, that's how it works. It's what you see, not what the other players see. Every player will see whatever their settings are, and then obviously whatever they're looking at has on. So just to let you know that. But that's good. Finalize character. And this is where you can change your name if you want right here. This is some stuff that just fills in for the lore purposes, for the story purposes. You know, you're a criminal. And this is kind of telling you, it's random what you did to actually get put on the cross and sent to these exiled lands. So I'm going to leave my name as that. And let's get into the game. Okay, so here we are in the world. I'm just going to run around real quick to unlock the area we're in. There we go, Broken Highway. I'm going to hit M on my keyboard. I'm going to bring up my map. So just to be note, when you spawn in the Broken Highway. If you die and you don't have a bed or a bedroll down anywhere in the world, you will respawn at the broken highway, basically in the desert. Now, the one thing to make note of is there's multiple broken highways. There's one here, there's one here, here, and here, I believe, is the 6 of them. You can spawn at any of them randomly. So obviously check your map and stuff like that. If you're trying to meet up with somebody, hopefully, they're not way over here and they're hoping you spawn at the I1 and you're at the F1. But just look at your letters and your numbers, and that will tell you where you are and stuff like that. So just make note of that. There are multiple broken highways. They all meander to the north to what we will refer to in the rest of all the episodes as Noob River, because this is where the new players are supposed to go. South side of the river is geared for lower level characters, the creatures and stuff you'll come across. Some of them you can fight with your fists, and the rest of them you can fight with stone weapons. The north side of the river is still geared for beginner characters, but you will start seeing some creatures and stuff like that are a little harder. You will take a good amount more damage when fighting them with stone weapons and no armor. And there's even a boss or two on the north side of the river, so you just gotta be careful on that. I usually say stay in the south until you feel comfortable. All right. So this is a little lore stone. I usually talk to this because this will give you a journey step, which I'll go over in a minute. So there you go. We just hit our journey step. Got a little bit of experience for that. Also, as you're running north on the broken highway, like I said, they all meander a little different. Sometimes you'll find this rock on the left side. Sometimes you'll find it way up there. Sometimes you'll find it on the right. But you're looking for a rock that has a flask on it. If you don't get it, it's not a big deal. You can craft one, but it's nice to get something free. You can get this letter if you want. It's just, again, a vanilla lore thing. I'm going to take the water skin that we picked up that has a little bit of water in it, and I'm going to put it in my hotbar. So as we run north on the broken highway, I'm going to stop at these little bushes right here. I'm going to hit my interact key, and I'm going to get stuff. So you're seeing I'm getting 2 fiber every pick and some seeds. I'm going to also pick up the stone, and I'll be picking up sticks as we see them. So, on the server we're playing on, this is our community server for our communities. If you're interested in playing on this server or you're looking for a PVE server, join our Discord. A link for it is in the description below, and you can join this server. It's a great server. It's a fresh wipe. We just wiped it a couple weeks ago. So there's not a whole lot of players on it. I think last night there was probably like 15 people on it, stuff like that. But we do have a couple hundred people that played on the last wipe of the server over the course of about a year, a little over a year. So they can get busy at times. But like I said, check out the description below. It is a 2x harvest server. What that means is normally when in this game, if you're playing vanilla settings and I pick up this stick, I'm going to get 1 stick. I got 2 there. That's because I have my harvest rate set 2 times, so you're going to get 2 times the normal value, right? The XP gain on this server, I think, is like 1.2. So it's just slightly above vanilla. It's not super high, which is good because it helps with some slow progression, because the people can, especially with Age of Calamitous, you can progress very, very fast. So it kind of slows that down a little bit. So we got a bunch of fiber. We'll go a little bit more. Right up here, you're going to see something. I remember the first time I saw it, it scared the crap out of me. And that was, let's see, where is he? Where is he? There it is. That bat creature. I saw that and I was like, nope, go that way. But if you go to it, this is literally just part of the story. This guy will not attack you. You can get up to him. You can try punching him. You can't punch him. He won't attack you. You can't attack him. It's literally just a way to scare you and draw attention to this. So you pick up this object, and again, it's just part of the vanilla story. That's really all it is. You don't have to worry about it. But I remember the first time I was like, oh, this guy's going to attack me and I'm going to die. So I thought this game was going to try to really put some pain on. Either way, now we got enough stone, we got enough wood, and we got enough fiber. What we're going to do is we're going to bring up our inventory screen. And as you can see, the letters that I picked up are the reading to me. I'm going to drop that on the ground right there. I don't need that stuff anymore. What we're going to do is this is our handcrafted inventory over here. So everything on the right, this is what you can currently craft in your hands as long as you have the mats in your inventory. Then there's obviously crafting stations where you have to put the mats into that inventory and craft, which we'll show later. But we're going to craft a couple things right off the bat. We're going to craft a pick. We're going to craft a axe. We're going to craft shoes, gloves, and pants. We're also going to craft a torch. And I want to craft a bedroll, but I can't craft a bedroll until I have twine. Here's my twine. So I'm going to craft some twine, which takes fiber. This is what it takes to make the thing. And as you can see, it lights up once it is able to be made. So once I have enough twine, this will light up, then I'll be able to craft that. So while that's auto-crafting, I'll probably get some journey steps in, which again, I'll explain in a minute. I'm going to make my way north until we have everything in our inventory. So what I'm going to show you also on the way is I'm going to pull out my pick real quick. I'm going to stop at this rock right here. I'm going to hit it. And on the right side of the screen, you're going to see how much I get per hit. Well, yeah. So I got 14 there, 14 again, 14 again. So you get like 12 or 14. I believe. I think 12 is like a sub crit or whatever. And the number of parentheses is how much you totally have in your inventory. Now you also see I got some quartz there. So let's see. Let's see if we can get some more. Nope. Okay, so we got about 14. We did get 12. Now, if I use my axe on this, I'm getting 6. And if I keep hitting my axe on this, I'm only going to get stone. There's no way I'm going to get quartz. And there's a couple other materials you can get from stone. You can get cobblestone. You can get copper, stuff like that. Those are Age of Calamitous specific materials. So this is a vanilla resource right here. So is this. This is an Age of Calamitous material. Or actually, no. This is an Age of Calamitous material, which I got from the stone. Now, as you saw, I got 14 using the pick. I got, what was it, 6 using the hatchet. I got the quartz using the pick, but I didn't get any quartz using the hatchet. Now, obviously, the percent of quartz, well, not obviously, but the percent of quartz that you can, or the chance to get quartz and stone is very, very low anyway, so it'll probably take me a while to actually show you. But if a node has an Age of Calamitous material, you cannot get that Age of Calamitous material out of it unless you use the correct tool. So if I use an axe on stone, I will never get quartz. I will never get copper, period. If I use a pickaxe, which is a combination of a pick and an axe, you will never get quartz. You'll never get copper. But if I use the pick, picks will give you Age of Calamitous materials from stone nodes or from any kind of ore node, pretty much. Same with the bushes. There are Age of Calamitous herbs that come out of all the different bushes in the game, the yellow lotus and these fiber bushes and stuff like that. However, if I use like a pickaxe or pick or an axe, skinning knife, anything like that, it's not going to give me the Age of Calamitous material. I'll just get the vanilla material. In order to get the Age of Calamitous material out of these, you have to use the sickle, which you won't get until later in the game, or scythe, or whatever they call it in this one, or your hand. You can pick your hand and you'll get Age of Calamitous material. So that's one thing to pay attention to. The next thing to pay attention to is this is a vanilla feature. So I'm going to use my axe on this, and as you can see, I'm getting wood and branches. 14, 12 wood, and however many branches. Now, if I use a pick on this tree, guess what? I'm not going to get wood, I'm not getting branches. I'm getting bark. Now, saplings is a different mod that we're currently using. But we'll do it again. Bark, bark, bark. Woof. So, there are nodes in the game that, depending on what tool you use, you will get different resources. And even within the Age of Calamitous. So, for example, there are bosses that you kill, and if you use your skinning knife, you'll get certain Age of Calamitous materials or vanilla materials. It goes both ways. And then if you use a different, like a cleaver, you'll get, different things. So that works for both Age of Calamitous and it works for the vanilla game. So usually what I say is if you're new to the game, as you get different tools and stuff like that, unlock them, try them out on creatures. Kill this creature, use a pick, use an axe, use a skinning knife. See what kind of resources you get, because you never know what they're going to give you. So that's a really cool, good thing to check out. So as we go forward, we are going to get these eggs right here. We're going to ignore these NPCs fighting that creature because I don't want to fight them right now. I'm going to run over here and I'm going to do a couple other things real quick. We'll do it right. Let's do it right here. Okay, so I want to talk about journey steps a little bit before we move any farther. So journey steps are right here in your menu. So this is actually really, really cool. Right here, as you can see, they're all grayed and they have little symbols on them. And if I hover over them or click on them, it tells you what they are. Eat something, drink something, climb something, right? These white ones I've already done. Clothe yourself, craft a tool. Now, as you can see, these ones are all question marks. Well, except for this one, I'll explain that in a second. What happens is once you do these, they'll all turn white. Once they're all white, the next chapter will unlock and become gray with the symbols, and you'll be able to see what they are. Now, the cool thing is just in case you do something like get bark from a tree. That's in chapter 3. I did that. The cool thing is even if you don't have that level unlocked, it will basically unlock that one and complete it while leaving that chapter still question marked. So that's kind of cool. You can do things in the future. The good thing about these and why I mention it is because early game, especially if you're on a server with a good amount of XP gain, these are the first 2, if not 3 chapters are really, really good to do. Mainly the first 2 chapters. Right off the bat, I mean, I'm level 4 with 31. If you look in the top left, there's a diamond, has a 4 and then a 31% underneath it. That's my level and my percent to the next level. So I'm 31%. Now, if I do a couple things real quick, and watch this. I went up to 39, went up to 50, went up to 63, went up to 79. There you go. Oh, actually go one more. There you go, up to 98. So how did I do that? I literally just did a bunch of journey steps right in a row, really fast, and I almost gained, what was that, 2/3 of a level within a couple seconds. And granted, like I said, if you're on some bigger servers or some servers with greater XP gain, you will level up way faster. So I'm going to fill my flask real quick. If you just look at the water, press the number, which is number 8 for me for my flask. It actually fills it up. You see that little blue bar on the bottom? It was gray, now it's blue. That means I filled my flask, so I have more water in it. If you're curious what mods I'm using, I think I already mentioned this. I will put all the description of all the mods in the description below, so you can see all the mods that I'm currently using in the videos I'm doing. For this one, it'd be the mods on our community server. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to actually go to our Feats menu. Feats are basically where you're unlocked how to craft more things, right? So we're going to go here. Each little tab has a bunch of different things here. There are some Age of Calamitous stuff mixed in with vanilla stuff. What I care about right now is weapons. I want to unlock this because I need a weapon. I'm running around with no weapon in Exile Land. There's these big creatures and stuff. So I'm going to hit F to unlock, or you can just click here. This will show you if there's any prerequisites, the level required for this, the cost. It costs 1 point. It also shows down here, unlock for 1 point. This is how many points I have available. My current level, which is 5 now because I just leveled sitting here, because you do get XP for passive XP just for being in the world. And this is what you unlock when you unlock this item. So I'm going to unlock that. Now, if you're wondering, okay, how do I unlock, like, how do I know, like, I have something red. I'm at the level. Let's just assume I'm level 28. But it's not letting me unlock it, right? So let's just say I'm level 28, but everything else, all the feats I have are currently what I have. Why isn't it letting me unlocking it? Well, and let's assume I have more than 6 points, so I could actually afford to unlock it too. As you can see here, I have this I have this green, which means it's unlocked, but I have these two things red, which means they're not unlocked. Now, if red means you don't meet the requirements for these, yellow means you meet the requirements, it's just not unlocked. So what you can do, instead of trying to figure out, okay, where's blacksmith? If you just click on it, it will actually bring you right to it. And here it is, blacksmith. I can unlock for 2 points at level 10, and this is all the cool stuff you get. So it's kind of cool like that. You can kind of get back to the requirements. Another way to do it, let's just say you're picking something way up. Okay, I can't unlock hardened steel. Well, I need steel tools first. Click on that. Well, I can't unlock steel tools because I need iron tools first. Click on that. There you go. And you just keep going all the way back until you're to the thing that you need. So that's it's a nice, fast, easy way to be able to find what you need. Another thing a lot of people ask is, hey, how do I, like, where can I craft this? All you have to do is look. I know sometimes it's not, it's not something that's like really explained very well, but if you click on something and you look at the crafting ingredient, it tells you right here, crafted at blacksmith's bench. So that's where I would craft this iron war axe once I can make that, right? Let's do right here, crafted at blacksmith's bench. Horrible. Let's try something else. Let's do, they're all blacksmith's bench. Here we go. Crafted at stove. This one's handcrafted, so that means once I unlock this will be in my inventory. Crafted at stove. Vanity station. Crafted at artisan's work table. So there's a good example of stuff. Let me actually craft one of those. So I'm going to actually craft the stone club because I need a nice weapon in my inventory. Let's do that. And let's craft a bedroll too because I did end up crafting that twine. That's going to give us another journey step. Cool thing about weapons is you have your light attack, and you can combo that, or you have your heavy attack. The cool thing about the heavy attack is at the end of the combo, you will do a finisher, which basically gives a status debuff to the creature you're fighting as long as it's not resistant to that status debuffs. Now you have these guys right here. I call these little ninja turtles. Before I fight this guy, though, I'm actually going to put some points into my attributes. Attributes, I'm not going to explain this. Every game has attributes. They're pretty self-explanatory. Put points into it, increase your strength or your agility or vitality. As you hit these little dots here, you'll get whatever perk, permanent, it's a passive perk that you get, right? So for me, I'm going to put some points into, let's see, I'll put 2 points into grit, 2 points into strength, and 1 point into encumbrance because I want to be able to carry more stuff. All right, where's that dude? I call these little Ninja Turtle dudes, they're called shellbacks, I believe, if I remember right. These guys, the green ones, are passive. This is what I'm talking about. South side of the river, it's actually a good place for new characters. On the north side of the river, there are red ones, and they will aggro you on sight. So these ones are passive. They will only attack you if you attack them first. So that's kind of nice, or if you attack the little babies. So we killed this guy. We actually got some levels. I'm going to use my pick on his corpse. and I get some hide, I get some meat and some bones. If you use the axe, you might get some other stuff. So we're just going to do that, and I'm going to run my way. So what I'm doing right now is I'm making my way. I got up to New River finally. I'm making my way west. The main reason is there's two things over there. For me, there's our player market, which is our market for our server character, our players. And then there's the Age of Calamitous faction hall. That's where I'm working my way to, because I like to go there early game so you pick our faction for the Age of Calamitous mod. Along the way, maybe I'll stop at some trees. We'll get some wood, because it doesn't hurt to have some wood on you. Just pay attention to your encumbrance. My encumbrance right now is at 73%. You can see it underneath my health bar. It's looks like a weight. It says 66 out of 90. It's 73%. Now, I'm using a mod, so that's why my I'm using the host off mod, which, again, it's in the description below if you want to check it out. It's a really, really cool mod, especially works really well with the Age of Calamitous. But it's kind of cool because it shows you a little different up there. Your bar would look a little different if you're doing the using the vanilla game. However, it's the same information, so you're not like, there's no disadvantage or advantage. It's just I prefer it. I like the look of this one. So we're gonna make our way west, and once we get over there a little bit more, I'll be right back. Okay, so we are here. We made our way. So I wanted to stop at this first. I'll show you right here on the map where we are. This is not something you're going to see in your server unless you're playing on the community server that I'm currently playing on. But we made our way as far west as I want to make. For now, if you go a little bit more west, you're going to start seeing NPCs. And actually, let me climb up here real quick. And you can kind of see it. You may not be able to see it depending on your eyesight and stuff like that. But there's like a village right there. There's an enemy camp basically between you and the faction hall. Now, there is a way to get in there, which I'll show once we go to the faction hall, of how to do it without fighting the minimal amount away, so you're safe. So you can actually do it right off the bat with no weapons, no armor, or anything like that, and you'll have no issues surviving. Or you can do what some people do and, get some get some stone weapons, get some basic armor on, kill a couple things, get a couple levels, go in there, and, fight your way through it. It's a little bit more dangerous. I usually like to get my faction first with no issues, and then I like to come back and then do all that stuff. But I want to stop here first. So like I said, we were playing on the community server. We actually have a couple community servers open to the Discord community. We have one for SIPTA, we own one for the Exile lands. There's another community server ran by a friend of mine that hosts their servers chat in our Discord and stuff like that, but that's also open to any Discord members. So we have a couple. This is our server marketplace. It's still in construction, but you're probably gonna see me come here a lot. I really, really like this place, obviously because I built it. But this is where there's some things we can buy. There's a dye vendor downstairs. I have an honor and loyalty vendor downstairs. The cool thing is players on the server can actually go downstairs and get themselves a thespian, which is part of the Pippi mod. We'll talk more about that maybe in a future episode. Basically, what it is you can get yourself an NPC that you can go up to. So this is Squirrels. Squirrel's a player on our server, and Squirrel is selling a bunch of stuff that Squirrel's got. So Brimstone, selling for 2 silver, 87 copper, selling some ichor, armor and stuff like that. Kind of cool. As you can see, these are items that sold. Looks like some oil was sold. So oil's really good early game. Let's go check out this one. This one's selling some Elvenor specific starter armors that you can only get if you pick the Elvenor faction. So you know what? If you really like the Elvenor armor, but you didn't want to, you picked maybe the Elven Covenant, guess what? Come here, buy these 2 pieces. There you go. You got the starter armor for Elvenor. So it's kind of cool because it does allow people to, excess mats they may get or anything that they're like, I don't like these kind. Maybe I got a legendary weapon. I don't like axes. So I'll just put my axes in my vendor and sell. So it gives a little player economy. And then we have these areas right here. Like I said, I'm still working on this stuff. Each faction has its own little building. There's 6 in total. And this is where on our server, we actually allow players to, at a certain point with certain criteria being met, learn all the factions. So at some point in the game, later in the game, you can actually learn all 6 factions. That is something that your admin of the server has to set up, or if you're a single player, you can do admin. You can admin it. We actually do have a video on the YouTube channel. I believe it was the server setup series, Learn All Factions, on how I do that on my servers. It's currently not set up. I actually have to set that up hopefully this weekend, so our players can come here, talk to this guy, and take a challenge. And then if they want, they can become part of the Vangul faction as well as whatever faction they already chose. So it's kind of cool. This is a really cool market. I will give props. So this market was not designed by me. We had a contest last year. I hold contests a bunch throughout the year, and The contest was create a server marketplace, and the winner of that contest, I replicated their server their marketplace in our server. So this marketplace was designed by Moonstone Games. Huge shout out to her. She did an amazing job. I love the way she made this really open for this. Like I said, it's not done yet. There's a lot of detail I got to put into it still, going from her design and stuff like that. But I want to give a huge shout out to her. This design is amazing. I love how each building feels like the faction, and we'll go through these more later. But I just wanted to mention that. Really, really cool thing. An exciting thing. You're probably going to see a bunch. So if you see me coming here a bunch throughout our series, you know why. It's our server market for our server. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to go over one more thing real quick, and we're going to go over clans. So on my server, it's required that all players, even solo players, make a clan. There's a reason for that. There's a bunch of different things that can happen in the game, glitches that can happen in the game, problems, or just, if I want to give certain people certain rewards or prizes or loyalty things or whatever, it's a lot harder for me to do if they're not in a clan. Same as like server cleanup for character. Last wipe we had going for about a year and a half, I want to say, or maybe a year and a quarter. So we had a couple hundred players play over the course of that year that played for, a couple weeks, couple months. Some of them played for almost the entire time. So the server can get really messy over time. I do cleanups on occasion with my admin account, and it's a lot easier to clean up the server and keep it tidy if people are in clans. So it's a requirement. So what we're going to do is we are going to make a clan right now. If you're not familiar with it, you just type in whatever you want to name. Type if the name's already taken, it will tell you, but this one's not. There you go. I just created a clan. Now you can invite your friends to this clan and stuff like that. You can have however many players your server allows. Some servers allow as many players as can be on a server to be in a clan. Some limit it to you can only have 3 players in a clan. So whatever, find out what your server setting is before you get really set on that. But that is how we make a clan. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut it. I'm going to cut it on that one. I'm going to try to keep these episodes a little less than they were before. I know I've done episodes in the past of seasons, and they ran anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. I'm trying to cut them down a little bit. This one was a little longer just because, obviously, it's the first episode and stuff like that. And I wanted to get the gist of it, a lot of talking in the early game. But I'm looking forward to doing it. The next episode, we are going to immediately go over to the faction hall over there. I'm going to show you how to get into it. We are going to pick our faction. I'm not sure what faction we're going to pick yet. So leave a comment in the comment section below what faction you think I should pick and why. Whether it's I like the sub faction, I think you should pick that, or I want to see this or whatever. Let me know in the comment section below. I'll take a look at it, and maybe we'll do, if someone gives me a good reason, maybe we'll pick that for that reason, and I'll mention it in the next video. So maybe you'll get a shout out. I may end up just making up my mind myself and picking what I want, but I don't really know right now. I love every faction because every faction has at least one thing within it or one sub faction within it that I love. These reworks this year were amazing, so it's gonna be very hard for me to pick just one. I wish I could just become them all at once, but that wouldn't be normal gameplay. So anyways, let me know. Give a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. I want to give a huge shout out to our patrons and elite patrons. If you're interested in becoming one of our patrons or elite patrons, check out the link in the description below. We got a lot of really cool things. You know what? We got a lot of NPCs, as you can see, little challenges that we're going to have in these different buildings and downstairs in this structure. You know what? One of our Patreon tiers is have a character in this server. This is the server I'm talking about in our Patreon. Have an NPC here that all the players in the server are going to see named after you. So you know what? That's one of the rewards of one of our Patreon tiers. We got a lot of cool stuff like that. I'm going to be adding more as we go along, as I come up with things. But check that out if you're interested. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Leave any comments, questions, or suggestions in the comment section below. I do check them all out. I mean, I answer everything, but I do check them all out. There's a lot of comments, so it's really, it's hard to answer all of them. But, and make sure you hit the sub button so you get notified as soon as the next video gets dropped. We got some tutorials coming out soon. I'm actually working on tutorials same time as I'm working on this Let's Play series. So we're doing that. And like I said, let me know what you think about the Age of Calamitous guide series, about the idea behind it. So I got another couple really cool things I'm going to announce in the next episode. So make sure you check out that episode because there's some things that might get you, might get you a nice little shout out. So let's do that. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next one. And as always, fear the reckoning.